Welcome back to the Overwatch League podcast, the Ecopoint Overwatch podcast. Hope everybody's having a good time. How are you guys doing?
That's a good way to start off.
What are we all doing?
Oh, we're fucking, man, the silence is fucking killing.
You got.
I'm not even going to do
cut the stream, homie.
introductions. Oh,
No,
hell
yeah, just cut the stream. Just cut the.
We're
done. We're done.
Keep it in. That's
We're done.
We're done. It's comedic.
We're done.
It's
Thanks,
comedic.
everybody.
Leave
It
it
was
in.
great talking to you. That's all we have for today.
It was on purpose. I
I'm doing
promise,
fine,
guys.
Obi.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
doing
been a long
perfectly
time since we
fine.
caught up, Poxy. It's also been a
Yeah,
very
it
long
has.
time since we caught up, Slee and ThiccBeef.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Who knows
Yeah.
who they are?
Yeah, never
Who's-
met
who's
you
that?
before, but your
Yeah,
voice is
I'm
familiar.
new. No,
Yeah, you're
it's
new?
not
Okay.
familiar. It's a completely new voice. You've never heard this before.
Yeah, please don't go back to previous podcast episodes. You will never find this voice. Not ever.
No,
it's great to
never.
meet you.
Non-existent. Non-existent.
Yeah, it's great to meet you too. I'm really glad to have been talking to you for the first time ever.
Yeah. We haven't once
Yeah.
talked about the Overwatch Empowerment Cup. That was
No,
stellar.
no. No, don't tell them the episode though. Just don't.
Oh, no, don't
They're
worry.
gonna
I'm
go.
gonna
They're gonna go
mask
back.
Nah, they can't possibly go back. They don't have the attention span for that. They're already struggling
Oh,
to
yeah.
hold up for 3-4 seconds into this podcast and the
I
VOD.
know.
They just
Like the
stay for
first
30 seconds.
4 seconds was really painful. So
What have I got to do to keep you on board, guys? I'm just wanting you to listen to me and the rest of our crew here who've got some great minds and some expertise knowledge about Overwatch. That's why I brought you all here and reassembled you guys. Looking back in our past few episodes, there's some stuff that we talked about Overwatch 2 that's changed completely since we last talked. Overwatch 2 early alpha came out. We got to actually play Overwatch 2. There's been some Overwatch League teams, and I've been covering as much as I possibly can in my free time. And so there's been a lot of Overwatch 2 content from the pro players right there. And then we're gearing up for a October release now, with all sorts of communication in between. Well, how are you guys feeling about it?
Who wants to go first? So we
Well,
don't have this
paper,
impeccable
scissors,
silence.
well, as a support player, scared.
Oh,
I mean, like,
you have to.
yeah.
You have to kill people now.
I have to actually do work, and I'm really not looking forward to that. It's like I scrimmed Overwatch 2 and whatnot, and I actually did really, really good. But like, it's just such an adjustment for support, especially like Ana. Like, damn, I'd be playing Flake aggro on the fucking Overwatch 2 now, and it's really bad. It's really bad because it does not transfer to Overwatch 1.
Yeah, actually, ThiccBeef, I wanted to actually ask you. So, how do you feel about the more like, because with the 5 players and the more like spread out the team compositions and like the overall like just team fights are like as a support player? Do you think it's like getting harder? Because it was really hard enough in Overwatch like 1 just to get 6 people in the same freaking area just so you can heal them. How is it already bad enough on Overwatch 2?
I mean, there's just like there's like this huge disconnect between like how support functions in there. So like in Overwatch 2, you have to be so much more self-sufficient because you don't have a second tank that's dedicated to peeling for you if anybody goes on you. So you have to understand really, really good positioning and really, really good resource management to sustain yourself during the fight. Because a lot of the time with Overwatch 2, it was like an Ana Lucio, Ana Zen kind of play, whenever it originally came out before Junker Queen was released. And Lucio and Zenyatta would like never peel ever for their Ana because it's just not worth the time. So it's as Ana and all of the flex supports, you're kind of just a glass cannon, kind of like how Zenyatta's always played in Overwatch 1. Your goal is to just primarily get damage done and get a pick and get value before you die. You just have to accept the fact that you are going to die. It's so weird.
Just play like
So I was gonna
Surmajet.
say. Oh, no, go ahead.
That's all I was gonna say. Just play like Surmajet. Just int.
Yes, just int.
So
don't.
essentially, you guys are acting as like the third DPS in the 2 DPS column. Essentially,
Yeah.
one of the
You're-
supports is just there for the utility, and the utility use alone.
Yeah. So, like, you're there to keep your team alive, to start the fight and engage in the fight, and especially in, like, the really heavy neutral fights that Overwatch has. And then, whenever you have the ability to and your team is going to engage, you just enable the engage, and that's really what happens. At least whenever, like, I was playing Overwatch 2 with the Ana, that's how it went every single time. And you have to be really good at landing sleep darts. You have to be really good at landing sleep darts, or you just die instantly. So, like, there's just going to be, like, this huge drop in support players, like, SR-wise and just, like, player-wise. Just, there's not going to be a lot of people playing support anymore. And also, a lot of the people who were really, really good at support in Overwatch 1 are just going to drop dramatically to, like, maybe Diamond/Masters. Because it's such a huge jump.
You can't just do the pocket support anymore. Essentially, most of the fight, it's essentially you're going to be, as a support player, 1v1ing is going to be your main skill in this case. And that's just how it is going to be. I mean, kind of a little bit.
It's kind of winning the 1v1s, but it's essentially like... So, like, for instance, a lot of times whenever I was playing Overwatch 2, people were really interested in playing the Sombra because of how it functions. And so, like, because Sombra can hack while invis, you have to be able to do, like, flick sleep darts to Sombra while she's invis and things like that. So, like, there's a Doofus on you, there's a Tracer on you, there's a Genji on you, there's a Sombra on you. You only have one sleep dart. So who do you pick?
So it's mostly just maximizing the utility now.
Yeah, it's like, maximizing utility.
Yeah, because I'm a tank main, and I just feel like essentially my entire role is just being relearned right now, because I just can't get... I'm so used to having all the people in one, like, essentially I'm used to herding the cats in a row so we can get them down the corridor.
Yeah, like Brawl, a classic Brawl.
Yeah, the classic Brawl, classic Rush comp where you're just like, okay, everyone go through, or you go classic dive, so, you know, there's team effort, but now it's like, okay, we have the general direction we gotta go, and then how you go to it, whether it's taking either the DPS taking the 1v1 like deathmatch style fights, or doing like team fights, but it's still like it's a lot more spread out. It really is gonna be different in Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Overwatch 2 is very, very heavily focused on more of an individual player style, like play style, where the individual matters more than like the team play does. And so like there's so much room for people to like pop off and make really, really good plays and win the fight for their teams, but supports don't have a role in that. They really just don't, because they don't have the survivability and the damage to live in that environment. So it's like you just got to accept you're dying. You are dying.
Oh, that's true.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be different with the Junker Queen / Goats meta, but hey, let's see.
I'm not even talking about that shit. Because they're nerfing Junker Queen before the game even comes out. Yeah, they're nerfing her on release.
Heck, they did that with Sojourn, and I'm not impressed that we didn't get a chance to even try it, you know? That's the feeling that I got when I got to see the Overwatch League plays in the first weeks. All they were playing was, because they weren't comfortable with Sojourn's nerf, they played a lot of Soldier, and complement it with Genji and Tracer, Ashe, and it doesn't feel quite the same. That we never got the chance to see it. Their OP Sojourn. I bet it would have been too bad. It would have been dangerous for the in early game hero pool. Lots of people will still play DPS, and there'll be enough people playing tank because it's only the single tank now. And the supports, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, it was really bad. Overwatch 2 queues, like tanks would have super, super long queues, and then it was the exact opposite with supports, where supports you would get queued instantly because like nobody's playing it. So if you're queuing support, you're getting a game instantly. It's the exact reverse of Overwatch 1.
The life
and here I am with my
1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and here I am getting 10-minute freaking overall 10-minute queues on tank now, and I'm just like, what the hell, man? I used to be privileged back then as a tank main. Now I'm joining the peasants in the DPS. Exactly. It's like...
so sad.
How it is.
It's just how it is. Like, most people are going to realize that some of these heroes are going to change quite drastically. Doomfist is going to be a DPS. See? Going to a tank. Orisa's going to be a thick-ass tank with no more shields and start spearing people into the wall. Basically like a Doomfist rocket punch. Doomfist won't have as much of one-shots, the overall damage this weekend. Plus some of his move kits adjusted slightly to let him block damage instead. But that block is not looking very good. Like, no one's playing Doomfist for anything but the same way you would play Wrecking Ball, to try and get onto points and play objectives when there's nobody else on the point. That's going to be a problem. Again, because I don't really think that Doomfist should just be that one-off hero, and very few people are making the most of his kit. It's a lot harder to play with.
I mean, to be fair though, Doomfist has been doing pretty well in those new push mode maps. What are they called now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's called Push. It's called Push.
Oh, it's literally called push.
Yeah.
But like, Doomfist has been doing like his mobility, at least for the mobility of the rocket punch, is a little bit better compared to previously. I mean, he doesn't have the simple like fighting game style combos that he can do to get mobility, but still, he can get to point a little bit faster. So. And I don't know. I think Doomfist has been working pretty well for its like kit, especially with the single tank meta. So I'm all for it actually. But that's just me. Then again, I'm a Reinhardt main. So what do I know? If you want to talk about a tank that's currently having difficulty with the 5v5 meta, you can go look at Reinhardt. Having the additional fire strike and going to help it. Or Roadhog, exactly. They didn't change anything from him for Overwatch 2, right?
Just
they
gave them
he's
comically
really
better
bad.
outfits, man. Designs are what's going to be the most important thing to get new people back into Overwatch 2. If the designs
as long as you're
good,
blinged
doesn't
out.
matter how good the game is, right? Surely. It's
Of
all about
course.
skins, baby.
All about skin.
And sorry, something else came to mind. Battle passes. Who's looking forward to playing Overwatch for free, but then having the extra option to get extra loot and skins as you play more? Just like a number of other battle passes and a lot of modern FPS titles and other MOBAs that have come out in the last few years. Would you pay that much?
I wouldn't, because we have had a major content drought with Overwatch 1 for over like 2 years now. It's been well over that time.
Surely. Yeah,
3 years.
Free.
Yeah. Like the thing about that is, since we have had that major content drought for over 3 years, introducing a battle pass where we're not getting any content besides potentially like skins, spray variations, these keychain accessories, we're not getting actual gameplay out of it, which is really the major factor that we need right now when we're going into Overwatch 2. Because when we go into Overwatch 2, we have the PvP experience. We're not going to have the PvE yet, and we're going to have just a few new maps and some changes to the already previously existing maps. So it's just going to probably affect the game even more, and it's probably going to put it into a harsher perspective because of the fact that, like, where's the gameplay? Where's the extra new gameplay? Because it's just non-existent.
And I was going to say, Slee, so the PvE is also locked behind a paywall anyways, because you have to buy the full game. You have to buy Overwatch 2 just to even access the PvE.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of puts it almost like... Yes. Yeah. It's almost like Fortnite Save the World type thing, which is like, fine, you can play the PvE. It'll probably give you either, in this case, V-Bucks, but I'm guessing premium currency, whatever, in the battle pass, and then you can use it to buy skins. But I don't know. In my opinion, I like Overwatch getting the battle pass is just them joining gaming, like the gaming industry standard. Anyways, it's like it wouldn't have changed gameplay anyways not having the battle pass, but Blizzard just needed to join what the AAA developers have been doing in the past like 5 years. In my opinion, they're already late to the game. They should have implemented the battle pass system in Overwatch 1, but for them, they're just late to the ballpark, just trying to make it in Overwatch 2.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, some of this kid, maybe they'll do some Overwatch League stuff as well for the battle pass. Who knows? At least it's there, better than not being. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that what they do is that it complements major updates, like maybe every battle pass, or even depending on how long these battle passes will go. There's the expectation that we're going to get one new hero for each role come October 4th.
For every new season.
That seems like pretty ambitious, right? To get that many more heroes?
Very much, because even though it's been in development for a few years now, some of the characters feel really janky and rushed. Junker Queen on launch felt very rushed. There was already a bunch of bugs with her.
Just point and shoot the laser beam, and because it did double damage on weaker heroes. It's pretty much shoot to kill. If you can master, duplicate, which is just having such a big depth of knowledge, I think by this time, you'll figure out who's going to be playing Echo. They're going to be the very experienced ones. You can go all in on that in Overwatch 2. And keep in mind, given how deep the DPS hero pool is going to be, I kind of suggest that it's going to be one of those crazy moments in trying to figure out, well, are people going to figure out the meta? Are they just going to follow what's in Overwatch League? Does they kind of see comfort in playing Junker Queen? Or, for the majority of your quick play games, I just want to play Junkrat. I just want to play Hanzo like the good old days with the scatter arrow.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a portion of ranked will obviously be following meta that is current, to Overwatch League, but I feel like in ranks usually mid to low masters and below is definitely going to probably still be a sig variation. I feel like that's still going to be very powerful. It's just basically going to be Junker Queen goats, but instead of having Lucio, you're going to have a Zen, and then you're just going to have a sig instead of Junker Queen. That's just what it's going to be. And then maybe Genji swaps to different, just go double sniper. And just do, I don't, Sojourn really isn't a sniper, but, just run Sojourn Ashe. And then I feel like that's going to dominate the meta. Because, it's pretty simplistic. It's nothing, it's just a pick-based comp. Junker Queen, Jotes is literally just a pick-based comp. Even though it does revolve around cooldown management, the way it's being played in Overwatch League, it is a pick-based composition. That's how most of the metas have been for the past 4 years now. It's not just engage, try and find picks and stuff like that. That's usually what happens with Brawl and stuff like that, but it's now just sit there, play like a pacifist, try and get kills if you can. That's basically what it is now. That's just how the metas are working, which I feel like it also just negatively impacts the personal experience.
Slee, I was going to say, you say that Sojourn isn't a sniper. I've at the aim level of the Overwatch League, where you can literally right click and then get a headshot with a pixel. It might as well just be a sniper without a scope. And the mobility of Sojourn is just insane. It's
Oh, absolutely. So I feel like Sojourn is 100% going to be meta for a while, and it's just going to be Sojourn meta variations, galore.
Sojourn's just widely overtuned right now. She's insanely OP. I don't know what they're thinking with these new release heroes, because they designed Overwatch 2 heroes to fit around Overwatch 2, and then they barely made any changes to the Overwatch 1 base heroes. And so you have a whole hero roster that's so balanced for Overwatch 1, and then you have Overwatch 2 heroes that are they're more mobile, they're more tanky, they have much higher burst damage, and so it's the Overwatch 1 base heroes just get outclassed in every single way by them. And so it's so ridiculous seeing tanks being fully reworked, and not even all of the tanks being fully reworked, and then supports and DPS are just left alone, even though they need to be reworked too.
Yeah, because
it's just pissing me off, because it's how long has this game been in development, and you can't even rework your entire hero roster? You've only done fucking 5 to 6 hero reworks? Only 5 to 6. What have you guys been working on this entire time?
On the PvE, essentially.
Yeah, PvE is taking up all their time, which is just remodels of existing maps with the new engine, trying to squeeze in more AI than you can fit on a truck. Well, a payload.
Yeah, and then even on that, that's a year plus out. We don't even have a date for that. We have an expected time, an expected time frame, which is going to be next year. So that's not a bunch of hope. That is very limited hope for just the entire game in general. It's just a mess, honestly.
I'm inhaling copium.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they see it. I'm fully in for the copium, because I just I don't know. I was hyped for Overwatch 2 up until the beta or during the early access, at least, when we were able to try it out. And then now I'm saying October's gonna be a bit rough, but who knows? Especially with the free to play coming in, maybe there might be a revival. At least you don't have to pay full price for the game, so I'm happy. With that.
I will say, like, Overwatch 2 is just genuinely better than Overwatch 1, but it's not without, like, its faults. It's not without its faults.
Sure.
The game is just functionally better, but they just need to put in so much more work into PvP, because PvP is the bulk of the game. And so it's like, they're spending all this time working on PvE, but people aren't here for PvE, really. It's PvP. Like, you've had this game that's been released since 2016, and people have been playing only PvP for 6 years, essentially 6 to 7 years now. And so, like, why are you spending so long on a portion of the game that's not important to a bulk majority of the player base?
And I was gonna say that is how much.
Yeah, they really are going to invest in that. They know it's going to be like real hype. Once you get back into PvE, it will feel great.
Oh yeah, no, I'm ready for PvE. I love PvE. It's just, damn, shoddy. I want a balanced game.
I'm with ThiccBeef here. The game lives or dies on the PvP, because you gotta imagine how much copium the amount of Overwatch fans have. Like, we've had the year drought, almost 6 years for a rumored Overwatch 2, and people are still playing competitive and unranked casual in Overwatch 1. So, like, that is how dedicated this damn player base is, that they're still waiting for Overwatch 2 to come out, and the devs are focusing on the PvE. So, honestly, if they balance it out on the PvP, people will just come back in droves.
And so if I take some of the viewership from the Gamescom, was it Gamescom video that came out with the announcement from it was a Microsoft announcement.
No, it was a Microsoft
Xbox
announcement.
Game Pass, and Xbox exclusive, because they purchased Activision Blizzard King, and they managed to showcase an Overwatch 2 teaser to the likes of many people's surprise, and almost in tears the moment they saw D.Va got a remake. And she looked more mature, and, as we've tried to figure out what is actually going to go on with the lore in Overwatch 2, I think the design should hopefully give us an indication that they want to do something, because Zenyatta doesn't have any lore, Genji has tons of lore, Tracer has tons of outfits, and I think that's not going to change. But they do want to move on to a new hero, right? Right?
Yeah. Don't even get me started on the lore of this game.
Give us a star hero for Overwatch 2. Make it Sojourn like they have so far in the blow up of the closed beta live streams, where it actually peaked all of Twitch, and they could just do that again as soon as all the creators who went to a meeting last weekend, they all caught up. We don't know what that meeting's about, but I'm probably going to assume that they're going to be featured across social media, and they are going to make sure that they go hard on the advertising on Twitch.
100%. For an October release, that's what they're going to start ramping that up. I think about mid-September, we're already going to see a lot of teasers or a lot of embargoes being lifted regarding Overwatch 2 and the lore, the PvE. But I just want to mention a little bit. D.Va's still in the lore. It's Symmetra. Does she still exist? I remember there's someone that doesn't exist in the lore.
Symmetra does exist in lore.
No, she's come up in lore ages ago, but not since the original release.
With the original Vizcar stuff, and
it's still the comics,
didn't get
right?
much of a story. No, but at least in far as progress goes, that's what the PvE will be loaded with. Getting to learn a bit about the new map that's come out, Paraiso. That will be exciting. Yeah, very colorful, very beach centric, great sunny map. During the it's a hybrid map, so something that you could play instead of King's Row. That's gonna be exciting.
I want to play King's Row. I want King's Row copium.
No, guys, King's Row has had its time.
King's Row has not had its time. It's the best map in the game.
It is. I agree with ThiccBeef here.
I like Straw.
I'm not denying that. There's gotta be room for more. Otherwise, what's the point of making new maps? I do want new maps.
Can we just say though? I just want to say though, the Overwatch 2 maps are they're horrendous. They are really bad.
In Overwatch,
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they're really bad.
Yeah, we're 5v5 or over 6v6.
Yeah.
Not just like the new maps are horrible. Like all of the new maps that all of the push maps are horrible. All of the The only good map that they think they had was the New York one.
Yeah, I was going to say the New York was
High
nice.
Street.
Really good. I
No,
can
New
agree
Queen
with that.
Street,
A lot of people
really
I've
good.
talked to, they're okay with New Queen Street, but Colosseo doesn't work
Horrible.
for everybody. It's too
Yeah,
flat.
it
Toronto,
sucks.
Even
horrible.
when it's vertical,
And
it's
even-
just not good enough.
Yeah, like with Colosseo, like there's just so many issues with the map overall. Like you said, it's very flat. It is so flat. Cover, I feel like, is still decently limited on that map, especially when you get to like midway through second to third.
It's
Well, like-
it's awkward. It's quite awkward
Yeah,
in
it-
Colosseo.
When you're like at the first, like before the first checkpoint, there's quite a bit of cover to play around. But after that, for like any map, it's just no cover. Like for all the push maps, there's just no cover really, like past midway through that first checkpoint onto the second one. Like there's just nothing there.
Also,
and
I
it just-
was going to... you go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. I'll finish.
It's just a barren wasteland of just. It literally just looks like literally just the custom game template of just that flat area where it's just purely open. There's nothing to interfere with your bullets or anything besides enemy shields, and that's just what it feels like playing either on offense or defense. It just feels so scarce, and especially what the hell is I think it's just Toronto. I don't remember, but specifically with that one,
It's slightly elevated at the ends, right? Versus
Yeah.
how it's like a whole
And then-
pivot around a single sort of area, and
And
go around
even
the
then,
bridge.
it is just open. It is like probably the worst defender for being the most open. It's like besides the defender area, the defender spawn is like the only thing that's decently protected, and even then, like you're not shooting anyone. You have to walk out into
The walk
you
is so long. Whether it's
Yeah.
from the very beginning and you are all ready to actually charge to the point and then try to figure out your game strategy from there, or you're just the bots coming in and you've got only seconds to try to stop them from getting the full capture all the way to the end. And that's a long walk even there, and you're just kind of feeding each other through to the end. I haven't seen many comebacks, and thanks to all the Overwatch 2 Overwatch League performances, yeah, there's some stuff that hasn't quite worked out, so you can imagine adding extra 2 minutes might make it a bit more competitive. But then there's like that bracket of those 2 or 1 minute left in the game where you kind of figure out it's decided then. Only if they manage to get multiple team wipes as they push it all the way back if it's really far away. That's the only win condition you have. It kind of stinks because that just leaves the person in the lead always winning within the last 2 minutes. It's not quite like a MOBA, but the idea is meant to be tug of war. You're pushing the ball back and forth, but unlike physical tug of war, you don't have to put twice the effort, or you're not trying to spend twice as long trying to catch up.
Yeah, because the bot moves so slow on the way back. So it's like, even if you try to make it, there's like, 3 team... Like, for example, if you win about 2 team fights, the bot gets about maybe 50% of the way to the end point. And that's like, on the way back, that's like almost 3 team fights just to get it back to if you were in the starting position. It's just like, even if you try to like fight back, the snowball potential for a push fight is just, for a push match, is just insane. Like, it's too... They need to either quicken the bot or they have to make the matches a lot longer, because there's no way you get one good push at the start of the round and that's it.
because
It's hard to come back.
Because 130-ish meters for each map is very limited. That is roughly your 2.5 minute checkpoints that you have on escort maps and hybrid maps. Because, like, for instance, New Bonnie, after you cap first point, you get 2.5 minutes to go about 120 something meters. And,
yeah.
like, you start off with a 4-minute time bank. Even though it does move faster, like 130 meters in 6.5 minutes with that amount of time that you have with just a slightly faster payload It's drastic, honestly, because you're not just going through like your round is going to take 10 minutes without overtime. For like if you go through all 3 points and you complete all the timings and you're at 0 seconds but you don't take overtime, that is 10 minutes roughly. Think, because more like 8 minutes. But even then, 8 minutes to go 200 to maybe 300 meters of a map that the escort moves slightly faster is a lot different than going back and forth between 130 meters.
ThiccBeef, have you got any experiences to share from your times with push maps?
They're horrendous, to say the least. Because they tried to get rid of 2CP because everybody had a like really bad problem with like the aggressive chokes in 2CP and like the non-stop stalling on the second point. But 2CP was salvageable if they would make changes to the maps to make stalling harder. Like there's a very simple solution, and it's move the second point spawn further away from the point. There's no reason why the second point spawns should be right behind it. There's just no reason. Especially on like something like Hanamura, where the spawn is literally, the spawn doors are right next to the point. 2CP is salvageable, but then they just scrapped it because they didn't want to work on it, and nobody liked it, and so they went to push. And push is arguably worse than 2CP. Because like,
Oh, man.
what everybody says, what you guys have been saying this entire time, the people who win that first fight in that first altercation, they're the ones that win the game. Unless you have like that incredible snowball, like you said, and you manage to take it back, you're not winning it. And like the maps themselves in Overwatch 2, the new ones that they designed, are so designed around flanking. If you notice, like, there's not really any like hard choke points. There's always a flank route for somebody to get through somewhere. And so it's really, really hard to hold like an area and deny people space. And so with Colosseo and Toronto, because there's so many different ways to go and there's blah 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 blah, it makes fighting for that objective so fucking difficult. My bad. I said
True.
But it's just like it's so irritating. The maps are so aggressively bad. It's half the time the fights are going on the point because you need to take control of the bot to win, but for some reason there's a tracer 60 million feet to the like behind you guys. There's a soldier flanking. There's blah 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 and this and this and this happening. And it's like, for what they're trying to get with the objective, the maps are not well designed around that. And that's just something with Overwatch 2 in general. I mean, look at how is it pronounced? Like Paraiso? The Lucio map?
Yeah.
Yeah. Map.
That map is if you've looked at it, it's like Numbani first point where all of the high ground kind of circles around the point. And it's really pivotal to hold that high ground. And then second point kind of changes into this like Dorado flank hybrid, kind of. And so you have all of these buildings with high grounds on them and stuff that you can go, but then there's all these flank routes, unlike something like Dorado, where it's like you have the one major thing and then you have the two major high grounds on top of it on first point. And so it's like Overwatch 2 maps are designed around Overwatch 2 heroes and not the Overwatch 1 heroes and how they function. Like I said earlier, how they're balancing the new heroes that they're creating around the new vision of the game, but they're not changing the first heroes. So it's like all of these heroes and stuff that they're making, or the old heroes and all of the maps, the heroes don't feel like they belong in the maps. Like they just don't. These are hit scans that require a crap ton of high grounds, and there's no high ground on push at all. There's none. And so what are they doing? You have a hit scan sitting on low ground, shooting just in the bulk of their team. You have flankers that are doing whatever the hell they want. You have supports who can't get themselves into a good location because, like I said, there's no high ground and there's no actual real cover, especially on like the second and third points of push. And so, yet again, Overwatch 1 heroes not being reworked for a game that is in a completely different vision and a completely different playstyle. And so it's just, I think they push too hard with, we are going to change the play style of this game, and we're going to change the vision and whatnot, but we're not going to put effort forward to making sure that all of the heroes feel like they belong in the game, and all of these new maps feel like they belong in the game. Because like Overwatch 2 maps, they don't feel anything like Overwatch 1 maps, but then they're not redesigning Overwatch 1 maps either for it.
No,
I mean,
the only thing that they're redesigning is just adding extra cover. They're not
Adding extra cover here and there, blah blah blah. It's like it's not helping.
Extra cover. That would feel great if you're designing new maps with that in mind. But yeah, I think the existing ones that do have cover, I can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah, they're not that memorable. Not
It's just
changes.
They changed some stuff. They made it either darker and or brighter, depending on whatever the time was. They pushed it 8 hours. That may have changed some sort of psychology in terms of the fight. Who knows?
Yeah, man.
No,
at night. What happens in the well at midnight?
I'm saying it's called King's Row in the early morning. That kind of throws off my aim as Widow, even though I don't play Widow at all.
The sun is now in my eyes. Oh no.
Yeah, the sunlight's in my scope, bro.
Yeah, the lens.
I mean,
flare.
it's not. Yeah, the lens flare. It's not even that oppressive. I will say. I like playing on these really bright maps. The lens flare is just non-existent.
Nah, they aren't. It is definitely a shift in your psyche in some way, because that's just how blue light works, right? There's a lot of ways that blue light is just a thing that we just need to make sure we take control of. And that's funny because I had a sponsor segment for this one brand who's still going to get in touch with, but I'll add it in post if I do nail the sponsorship. That would be really cool. I'll let you guys know. I'll edit that in right here.
And this is the perfect time for the segue.
Woo! Thanks for
Wow,
listening to our
what a
segment.
good sponsorship. Woo!
Yeah, I know. It really does help with. It's just technology is amazing, right? It really
Honestly,
has
just-
a
Thank
future.
you, brand. Thank you.
Thank you, brands.
Thank you, Brand.
Just drop the link in the bio, and then we'll be sorted out, right?
Yeah, make sure you use
mean,
that.
Go
I'm
code.
in the
defi-
description if they exist.
Exactly. I'm definitely clicking on that link after the show ends.
For sure. So we were just talking about the ways that the Overwatch 1 heroes aren't designed for Overwatch 2 currently, and a complete rework of those older heroes, the legacy ones, don't seem too reassuring that's going to happen. But let's quickly go through some of the ones that were already done throughout the lifespan of Overwatch 1. The one that comes to mind is Torbjorn having a level 3 turret when he uses Molten Core, which had no Molten Core at the time. That was just him getting really pissed and then just whacking at things faster.
I really miss it. I think they should bring it back.
I think they
Honestly?
should.
No, I'm just kidding.
Give me
Honestly, no, hold on.
Kuma's so much better.
Actually, creative game idea. Like an arcade mode. You go to previous patches and they reintroduce previous patch notes that they have. It's kind of like an inverted experimental card where you go back for like a week.
I've been saying this
on,
for
like, a certain
years
patch.
now. Because I would only be playing on the patch where Bercy was absolutely broken as hell.
Like, yeah, like you can go back to the Super Res.
To
You can
Res
go back to-
Mercy.
Double res.
Like, even
mercy,
that-
No, I'm talking.
Not
I'm
double-
talking.
Come back to the original
I'm
mercy.
talking about res, ult, res 15 seconds later, res 15 seconds
yes.
later. I'm talking about those shenanigans. That was truly the goated era.
Don't you mean 10 seconds? Don't you mean 10 seconds?
It was 10
10
seconds. So yeah, you get five.
Yeah.
You could get 5 reses off, and it was really good.
Correct me
But
if I'm
it was
wrong,
really broken.
but there was a suggestion. I don't know if it actually happened. It's been that long. Okay, we've been playing this game for that many years. Was there a mercy res ability or requirement where you had to like press about a bunch of combinations to be able to res someone? Or was that something I made up?
I'm sorry, we had to do like a quick
So
time
we're playing like
event
a
for
yeah, we're
Quick
playing
time
like a
event?
quick time.
You're gonna play DDR just to be able to spawn someone?
Yeah. Fucking, we're
gonna get the
enabling cheats.
DVD.
We're enabling cheats.
Yeah, it's just like a Osu layer,
You know,
and that's how all the mercy mains have gotten so good at their fire when they whip out the pistol. They've just had.
I'm sorry,
an Osu
I'm
bullet
really bad
every
at I'm
time.
really bad at Osu. I'd have to quit my job.
I don't know about you, Obi. That
I'd
sounds
have to
something
delete
like
the
that.
game.
That sounds something like the Overwatch Discord would come up with just to do a full button combination just to do a res.
I'm sure there must be a custom game someone's tried to implement just like the number of implementations of tiny rooms.
I do
kills
like
to grow.
like I think there was a couple of custom matches in which they did try to implement the old patches before. Like I think I've played some custom games like that. Because like they've done it where they did the reverse, where they recreated Overwatch 2 in the Overwatch 1 custom game. So I'm very sure we can do the reverse.
Yeah, Slee.
It's the old stuff.
You remember when we talked to that other person on our last episode together, and we covered how they were using like a preview of Overwatch 2? Yeah, that custom game, if I recall. Yeah, how long we've gone from that? Vaguely speaking, it was things like the scrims that the Overwatch League teams needed to play before they could get their hands on Overwatch 2.
Oh, yes, I remember this now. Okay, so there was leaked stuff like with the scrims where it was Overwatch 1, but they had like Overwatch 2 edits with it. I remember this. It was Florida Mayhem versus a different team. I don't recall what team it was, but like they had Adam playing. I think they had Majed playing.
Yeah, Florida.
So
Mayhem
those
crew. That's very different from the Florida Mayhem. I mean, not significant overhauls, but there's definitely parts of it that have not stayed since then. Mirror has gone to Vancouver Titans. You know, our good old friends with the NFT crew.
No.
But yeah, they've actually, you know, they fell down and then realized that things were going wrong. Mostly from their coaching side, because they don't know what the coaching was doing. But good players and coaching's not doing for it. Bring back some players that might actually salvage their entire last half of the season. And hey, look, it's actually looking quite possible they might run it back. But I mean, they're gone like a 4 to, I'm gonna say 14 deficit. So they're catching up, but they just recently lost to the Boston Uprising at the time of this podcast. The Boston Uprising, and they have Punk that is a super good Junker Queen. A couple of these players need to keep moving in order to survive. Now have Exy, who's known a really good hit scan.
And is getting benched by Hydron.
More American players, but they're kind of being benched. But they're seeing their time to shine in Summer Showdown, so that's good.
Yeah.
Give some Saudi Arabian players some respect.
Actually, pretty interesting with Overwatch League. There have been no ties on any map so far this year. There's been 0. And we're almost 3/4 of the way into Overwatch League, which is really surprising because like I'm on their standings website right now. Literally just no draws on any maps throughout the entire regular season.
I'm pretty sure someone told me there was in fact a draw in one game, but it was so rare, and it was one of the first ones that made you at least realize that the fact that there's no 2CP, they've replaced it with push, which is very, very hard to draw.
Unless that was in like actual tournaments, like in
go to the regular season. Do you want to screen share that for us so we can have a look at it?
So
thanks again.
Here is the regular season. Here's the West. Literally no ties. There's literally
no ties,
just 0.
Oh,
and then we look at the East.
No ties.
No ties as well. So unless there was something that changed, like it was, if they said that like it was in either the Summer Showdown or Countdown Cup, like actual series, maybe, but like, or midseason,
midseason
kickoff in summer
or summer. Kickoff.
Yeah,
no, not at all.
Because no, like it doesn't show like actual like the tournaments. I would have to go back. Here, midseason madness.
Yeah, point taken.
Like,
That's not going to show it. I
Yeah,
can't
it's just
remember
gonna show
what
the
it was, but it was probably in one of the tournaments, so that's why it would have been excluded. But yeah, I want to actually talk about it from this angle, ThiccBeef, with you. Do you still watch the Overwatch League?
Oh no. I try. I genuinely do try.
I don't have to ask you why in the sense, why aren't you watching it? I'm more asking why in the sense, what is it that makes it interesting, or why is it not interesting enough? What do you think they need to do to make it more engaging?
I just honestly, season 1 of the Overwatch League was peak Overwatch League for me. The casters were so much better. The teams were so much better. The design of the actual like league and stuff was just better astronomically. and it just felt fun to watch. And the players at the time I knew too. Like, I knew all the players that were going, and then I've just been so left behind and whatnot, because
New generation of talent really just pushes
yeah,
you
my
back, pushes you away.
I know only the OG players. If you ask me any player from like any of the teams now, I would not be able to tell you, because I just don't know any of the professional players anymore. But, like, I went to college after that first season, and so I got so far behind and everything. So I don't know any of the new teams. I don't know any of the new players. And then also just Overwatch 2 right now with the Jotes meta is just horrendous to watch. I'd rather not sit there and watch a team stare at each other for 5 minutes straight before they make an engagement.
Not the
Compared to,
Justice V Shock incident. No.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up. I watched it on Twitter, guys.
Not the 2 minute.
Best you can.
Not the 2 minute and 43
No.
second difference.
It was on Coliseum. That's all I know. And they just stared at each other.
It was 2 minutes and 43 second long
it was
standoff.
really bad.
It was called the
really
most
bad.
polite match ever. The peaceful pacifist run.
They really
Yeah,
just
it was
wanted to
that's
say
what it was
hi.
called today.
They were
That's what it was called
socially
today.
distancing as a team from the opponents, and the pushbot, who probably has a lot of coronavirus at this point. It's been fed by both Asia and Western teams all at once. And
You gotta give them credit, you know.
And then,
Yeah,
like,
look, sterile. Clean.
I also think there's just like this disconnect, because it's like I don't have access to Overwatch 2 right now, and
That
so
is
it's this
good, yeah.
completely new, completely new game with a completely new like mechanics and metas and whatnot that I don't understand. And so sitting here watching it, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Compared to something like Season 1, Overwatch 1, where they played a lot of dive. And so I understand dive really well. They jump in, they get kills. Like, woo, that's fun as hell to watch. Dive and, like,
this current meta with
original-
Jotes, yeah, you're not feeling it.
I'm just not feeling it. Like, it's just not fun to watch. It's just not. And, like, the casters, I'm gonna be honest, I really just don't like the casters. I really
I mean,
don't.
it's not personal,
really
right?
don't.
It just doesn't.
No,
give
it's
you
just
your
not.
attention in the same way.
No, it's not.
Aw.
The OG casters were really, really freaking good. They're
Yeah.
really good.
I miss the old casters, bro.
I miss the old analyst desk of Puckett.
Yes!
And
Yes!
Oh, yeah,
Legends.
that was great.
This
That was
is
some
so
from
good.
CSGO. Like, that's an
Yeah.
all-star cast. They pay big bucks to make sure this could kick off as a really big thing. And now it's all
I also missed the
run
old
by-
set too.
Oh,
They
don't even
just
get me
made
started
so
on
many,
the
like,
match point.
just made so many like bad decisions and whatnot with like how they handled the league. So people can't co-stream the league, and so that hits viewership a lot too, because not everybody wants to sit there and actually watch the league on Twitch. They want to watch their favorite streamer watching it and blah 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 and whatnot. And so it's just like they hurt themselves so much by doing that. They do. They hurt themselves so much.
There is a VTuber by the name of Celine. She was offered, or she put up her hand to volunteer to stream Overwatch League on YouTube, and that's the big kicker. It has to be on YouTube. You're giving away your stat information, which maybe you might not be giving them what they want. There's some hitches to it, but I've got some friends over at the Overwatch Podcast, which are a bunch of good friends as mods that I've worked with, and they also have to fill out some obligations as part of just streaming on YouTube, but they can't do it anywhere else. So the viewership is already capped at whatever the maximum amount of viewership there is, but it's also given them that opportunity. So at least they're given a shot, but it's not on the ideal platform for most content creators. Everybody else
Nobody
is
wants to
still
watch on
Twitch.
YouTube.
So I don't
also
know,
just-
another year of YouTube, maybe it could change things because it's more mature, but by the end of that contract, who knows what's going to happen there. That's kind of where the big hitter is. Does Overwatch League need to go away? But first, before I do anything else, I need to sidetrack to this. Slee, can you go to Atlanta Raid? If you click on it, it goes to their page with all their team
Yes, it
info.
does.
Yeah, rain.overwatchleague.com. What a nice hack. Go to roster.
And
If you don't know what I'm doing yet, you will now. So, ThiccBeef, you see you only remember the OG players?
Yeah.
Have a look on that Atlanta Rain.
Boo.
OG! OG!
You really had to hit me with OG, did you? I saw OG immediately and I was like, no, don't say the joke. Don't you do it.
Yeah,
Thick
I'm
Beef,
pretty much on the
Obi.
puns.
I was gonna say Obi's just flexing Obi's flexing the fact that he just knows all the players in the Overwatch League.
He does. He has them all memorized, and I just
Yeah.
can't. It's
Well,
too much
like
for me.
everybody knows Carpe, right? And there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of little ones that are always going to be hard to forget or hard to remember.
Hey
even.
guys, you guys want to see Super on the roster? You guys want to see Super?
Are you can
Oh,
see Super
no.
here? No, you can't. You're not going to do it to us.
Yeah, you can see Super. You can see Super. Here you go.
Oh!
Mikey Uprising. Mikey
No.
Uprising.
Super, what are you doing on Boston Uprising? I thought that was a meme.
Hold on.
No,
We gotta change this stuff.
Okay, fine. I can't stop you. Have mercy on poor Mikey.
Hold
No,
on.
no
Did
mercy.
he
here.
deserve this? I think some people will say he did.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let it be known that Super is still on the roster,
Oh, man.
wearing a blue jersey. God damn.
I mean, you can't fault
not-
you can't fault the Boston Uprising.
That's not very proper of you.
Why?
I'm 2 seconds away from leaving this call.
Yeah, I need to get out of here. So something has come up, unfortunately, and I really gotta go. Really good talking to you guys. Really good catching up, but like I gotta get out of here.
Okay. Back on track. Actually, can you search any video content from that Microsoft trailer? I'm afraid I don't know any other details, but it was a Microsoft trailer. Oh, nice background.
Yep, Microsoft.
Overwatch 2 trailer.
English.
Yeah.
Um,
Pop it on mute. And if you just watch this in the background, there's probably some stuff that's worth paying attention to. It's been a while since we've seen this trailer. It's back in June.
June 12th.
Oh man, that's
Uh,
ages ago.
What kind of news are we going to find out about Overwatch 2? Let's find out.
Yeah, 3 months. It's been almost 3 months.
Oh, yeah. There we go. That'll do.
No.
Sounds perfect.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. It's making me...
Your favorite.
I saw this and I almost cried because I was so
Yeah.
happy.
This is the one I was talking about. People were crying because a couple of heroes got their
You're one of those
redesign ship
heroes,
revealed.
aren't you?
It's just also just so nostalgic with all of
With
the.
the scar.
Sorry,
He
go
looks
on.
dapper.
He is. So
Yeah.
dapper.
Even the best journeys end.
I gotta admit, they did
But a
great
new
work
one
for a hairstyle.
is
They'll
right
make her look
around the
old with
corner.
white hair. That's hard to do.
I am your queen!
Oh, the
Gosh,
music is so
Mommy.
This is
amazing.
the official reveal,
Take him to
yes.
the wasteland.
Her rampage.
Her ultimate is broken. It's
Actually.
broken.
But it's amazing though, for the people who are following it. They know when a fight's gonna go down hard. Arisa's new ultimate just
Nice
pulls
work,
people
team.
in
Keep it moving.
and does a big slam. There's our COVID-infested push bot. I love these hand reactions. That's so
Check me
sick.
out.
And the new
I like these
costume.
skins too. Yeah, the special
Oh, here we
map-based
go.
skins.
This is the
I'm
hero that
so
will
excited
save
for this.
Overwatch. The fox.
That is the hero that will save Overwatch. It is the hero that's going to save the support role.
What if
Oh
it's a
God.
literal fox? We've been told it's a fox girl. And it's
If
like
it's a
a
fox girl,
sibling
thank
Hanzo again.
God. Thank God. I need
Dude,
me a fox girl.
If it's a Fox
I'm-
girl,
I'm
the anime
begging
fans will
you.
come running. The anime fans will come running.
I'm begging for it to be a fox girl.
I was gonna say nothing has been leaked by the Fox Hero yet, right?
Not
Nothing,
much more
really.
than the silhouette from a couple years back
Couple.
at BlizzCon. That didn't reveal
And then
anything more about the
the-
character or abilities. Now we've seen a ability with a fox that kind of flings around, probably hunting for blood.
Now
But
it's a top
we
4
don't
too.
know a single thing about this character. We know that she has this kind of aura energy to it. Kind of reminds me of a Sage from Valorant. She has these like green kind of aura to it. That's the thing. Sorry, I just noticed that's the thing. The little hook that they put into it.
Keychain.
Yeah, there's the keychain. That's a Hanzo keychain.
Right there.
Oh, that's for the ships. They want to bring the ships back.
Well-
McCree and Hanzo. But poor McCree,
course.
because we don't know who he is. We have Cassidy now.
The sake bottle. Sake bottle.
It's
still
canon, I
think
think,
that-
at this point.
Yeah.
They did
Yeah.
reveal a
These look
lot
cool.
of
These
the.
skins look cool.
Yeah.
They're really good
First unique
skins.
skin for Sojourn from release. I'm immediately
I like-
going for a Guangzhou Charge skin. Those Overwatch League skins for Overwatch 2.
That
I'm buying
Reinhardt
them
skin
up.
looks amazing.
Yo,
Yeah,
hit me
these
up.
these off-white skins look amazing. I love these off-white skins, and it also does like feature their country of origin too, which is really nice. Like addition to it.
Really?
Yeah, because you see like the UK flag here, you see the German flag here, you have the Swiss flag here, which is still like Mercy basic stuff, and then
And no doubt,
I forget where
Sojourn's
Perhaps
entire
origin is
outfit, her default one, has the whole Toronto aesthetic to it. So yeah, putting a flag
Yeah.
seems like a little bit of embellishment at best.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, these skins look
quite the
really
reveal.
nice.
They look so
Yeah.
good. I can't wait for some new content. Even if this is like some PvE kind of designs, they're gonna put us in snow, which is gonna be like, completely all white out. But
Also-
this temple, whoa! I didn't know that.
Redesign.
That's a
Yeah,
redesign.
this is redesign.
Yeah, this is redesign. It's
Holy
And it
gorgeous.
looks really-
The
looks really
atmosphere
nice.
is good. Yeah, see, these are the things that I look forward to. It has nothing to do with the game. As soon as you start touching the game and then you have to play with, support heroes who don't know how to heal, they just flag just as much.
Hey,
as you do.
and you don't need to call me out like that. You just don't.
Hey, no, it's me too. It's me too.
You don't need supports that heal. You don't need supports that heal anymore. Just
Oh
do
yeah,
damage.
Bastion can move. Yes, there's so many things you can absorb in this. Bastion as a turret now can be mobile for a few seconds, so he's not constantly drilling into people. But it's
I
still
love
Pan.
Bastion. I love Bob's little hat. It's so cute. Look at
This
him.
is a good duo. Bob and Ash. Always has been. It's a great look.
Yeah. Also, going back on this, new Ana skin.
That's a
Looks
new
like-
Ana skin.
Yeah, that's her
Okay,
redesign.
that's the redesign.
Yeah, so we did
Okay.
get
Yeah.
a
I
think
taste
that's
of
a
a lot
new
of
Ana skin or not.
redesigns in the second beta where they got us to playtest Jungle Queen for them. And hey, look, honestly, I wish I had more time on it because I think I maybe spent like as much as maybe 2 days worth because I was down a PC.
God,
you,
the
you said you
diva-
spent
the
2 days worth.
divas.
You played 2 days worth of Junker Queen.
No, just of the
I'm
beta.
gonna be. Yeah,
maybe
Oh,
just with the
in
beta.
2-hour sittings, like really normie hours, because that's what's going to happen when I get back into Overwatch 2. I'll get into a regular schedule, I'll go to bed early, and I'll totally not stay up at 5 in the morning playing games from people overseas.
So with
Classic.
it, I almost immediately got thrown into 4-5, 4-6 scrim blocks with Junker Queen, and 0 playtime on Doomfist in scrims. So I probably have like 16 hours of Junker Queen at most, and I was playing in 4-4, like 4-4 plus lobbies with Junker Queen, with almost 0 experience on the character, which was so scuffed because it like we had the fundamentals of the comp. It's just learning how to do it and how to like improve and fix. It was
You just don't
so
have the
tedious.
time.
Yeah, you just don't have the time to be able to master it. That's just how all the Overwatch League pros have to do it these days. So if you
And then
are playing that much time and you're playing team comps, not just mastering your own hero for, getting the hero right on different maps, you're already at pro level thinking about how to play this hero.
yeah,
Competitive.
even then, like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it. But like,
Take your time.
so like I work as well. So working, doing school now, I'm back in school and stuff like that, and worrying about esports outside of school and work, it's a pain because like next week I'm working 29 hours, even though that's not like, your typical 40-hour work week. I still have high school and some college stuff I'm doing. And for that college stuff, I'm going on campus. I'm doing my high school stuff online, which is a godsend. And I don't have to show up to those classes because it's online. It's not mandatory. So I can just kind of power through work. But even then, I'm just burnt out at the end of the day. So playing Overwatch and trying to get somewhere, like doing scrims and stuff like that, just burns me out even more. So it's just really difficult being able to, like kind of like playing esports and also working a job. It just feels like 2 jobs. And on top of school, it's just chaos. So
fundamentally, it does feel that way, doesn't it? When you have that extra opportunity to play collegiate, and it's like, oh, sweet, now I can do what I love as a side thing and play competitively, and make it go towards a scholarship, or keep rising the ranks towards Overwatch League. But we've seen very few of them make it up and can maintain their role or their position up as one of the best from collegiate. I mean, I do miss those days where that is true if you're in Korea, but I wouldn't say that you coming from a high school. You're just building your way up from contenders, and contenders you could be coming from anywhere. No education at all, in fact, because you grind this game out at all hours. China had policies to make sure that kids don't do that. So if you're under 18, you had curfews. And so all of the competitive games that were happening during those curfew hours, how are you supposed to prepare for that? While, again, school is a big thing over in Asia, where they have longer hours, or they start a lot early and finish late. So it's a combination of these things. How do you make Path to Pro sustainable? I think they need to reconsider or rethink, not just host more tournaments, which they have been doing across the last 12 months. But there's going to be a more steady path to get better on not just hosting, but then to try to balance the schedules out for something reasonable for students' age, and trying to work their way up.
I mean, the tier 3 scene alone, the path to pro is already hard enough already. Just trying to be sustainable. Contenders itself doesn't make it even any easier because of how much dedication you have to put in for what little payout you get at the beginning of your career. So, I mean, if Overwatch Leagues want to sustain itself, in my opinion, it's not about the casters. It's not about the quality of the stream or the broadcast. It's how they treat their their feeder divisions, essentially, because it's essentially going to be the same people all playing the same pros all going around the teams if they don't keep their feeder divisions any better, because it's so difficult nowadays, trying to even be anywhere close to having a career in Overwatch and then going through the ranks, going through open division, going through contenders without any payout. That's at least 2-3 years with people not getting paid, and then the Overwatch League. So it's essentially that. It
depends on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
It also depends on your age, because there's a bunch of 16-year-olds that you have Tree that's out here. Tree is what 15, 14. I'm pretty sure they're 15 now. One of the best. I feel like they're one of the best contenders DPS out there. They are a really good contenders DPS player. And they can't do anything with that because they're not eligible for Overwatch League until another 3 years or so. And by then, Overwatch League could easily be dead. The game could be entirely dead. It could literally just be it could literally just be the TF2. It could literally just become TF2, where there's no support for the game anymore. And TF2 finally got an update after years, I think.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Good for TF2.
Yeah, good on TF2. They held on their promise. They would continue to update the game. They didn't say how long they update it.
You can figure that out yourself.
August 11th.
That's the game I remember playing on my MacBook.
But I mean, it's mainly just bug fixes, and then in July they added new stuff, new cosmetics, and then a bunch of fixes and updates.
Didn't they do this with was it one of their most popular games, Half-Life 2, finally getting an update 16 years later for bug fixes? It's funniest thing ever to see how much they will go back on them, because they have this. They definitely have the developers to want to work on it.
But
just the
I just wanted to circle back on my Overwatch 2 beta experience. So we hosted the community tournaments for the Overwatch 2 beta, and there's how people were already you said yourself, it was really difficult for your pro player trying to get the meta, and just trying to understand what what heroes you need to play and what kind of compositions. But at least in the community tournaments that we were running, it's it was already kind of intuitive. What would be the best? Junker Queen was already being played a lot. Everyone kind of already knew how open-ended Colosseo was. So it's I understand how difficult it is to get into the Overwatch 2 the new kind of vibe, but I feel like it's going to be a quick transition from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. Like, I don't think it's going to be that difficult. Now, it's just going to be a lot different in pro play, though. But at least in casual play, it'll be easier. But, I mean, the Overwatch 2 beta was actually pretty fun. I was happy
It was
that,
very fun.
It was.
Yeah, it's
at
like-
the end of the day, an experience that we probably were expecting earlier, and the long overdue wait has really just kind of held our gratification for that long. And it kind of paid off to see that they made progress on something that we could play,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like a broken, buggy mess.
Because when I played Overwatch 2 beta, it kind of brought back that kind of spirit of just like, hey, this is what Overwatch 1 felt like. And I was like, hey, it's been a while since I've actually felt like the OG Overwatch 2 vibes. And I was just playing Reinhardt the entire time and also trying out Junker Queen. But it kind of brought back that childhood like newness to the game. So I'm hoping that come October 3, Blizzard will finally try to get that newness and just run with it and make it better. Because like that's my copium on it, but I feel like people are willing to give this game a second chance. They just need to balance. Hopefully, Overwatch League will balance out all the kinks for casual play, and plus a bunch of free-to-play players coming in, trying out the game might bring it back to where it once was. But we'll see how it goes. But I think that the beta experience overall wasn't that bad. It's just that in pro play, all the shortcomings of Overwatch can be seen in such visceral like view because of how well the players play the meta and the compositions. So we'll see how that applies to casual play, or at least to
I feel like
maybe the tier 4 tournament scene or something.
The tier 5 tournament scene, that's when we really hitting this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like there's going to be a very big disconnect with casual and competitive, like specifically due to skill level and how differently the game is played at a more casual level than it is to competitive. Because we see that currently with Overwatch 1, how the game has been more adjusted to what feels like more of a casual experience and not more of a competitive experience, even though most of its player base is competitive. Wants that.
You
Am I
you
wrong
don't
with
want me to go back there, but you've already hit the nail on the coffin there. Did they make this game at most stages as a competitive game or a casual game when they considered patches? Like there were some that were to help make a hero more playable against other opponents, or the whole rock paper scissors mechanic is starting to become too hard to maintain. So it's like let's try to figure out what do we do with this brick character. Like maybe we should make her more powerful. Just give her more techniques.
No!
She could shield bash. But what if you shield bash and whip, and then you go flying through the air? That would be a really sick move, right? Give her some mechanics of depth, and that's what they did with the Mercy jump, didn't they?
No,
Yeah, the
no,
super
not
jump
talking
has
They
about
missed
that.
actual
that one
ability.
because they
No!
made what was unintended a feature, and then that's got reverted.
that was fun.
I'm gonna be
Think about it,
honest.
there's-
Super
Wild.
jump is the easiest thing to do. If you cannot do a super jump, you do
I'm
not
getting on
deserve
Overwatch
to
right
do
now.
this. You do not deserve to do the super jump. I'm gonna be honest. It is 2 buttons. It is 2 buttons.
Yeah, I have to.
That is
hold
my
on,
take.
I'm currently booting Overwatch. I will do the super jump as a non-mercy player. As a non-mercy player, I
It
will
is
do
the
the super
easiest
jump.
thing.
Can we make this your official loot box podcast episode? We'll open the
Yeah,
loot boxes
I
while we're
guess.
at it, because now you
Yeah,
can
Oh,
we
yeah,
can we can open the 274.
Yes, let's go.
But the thing is, I have
Oh, and
I have roughly. No, it's league tokens. But I have about I have about 450, 500 loot boxes in total across all my accounts. And I'm willing to log on and do that.
There's no way you're gonna
it's
merge
be a
those
tedious
accounts, that's
thing.
for sure. You still want to keep those separate, don't you?
True.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, this
the-
account's
that's
almost
the
level
big-
200. It's only
Also
200.
gonna say just to add on to that, that's probably the reason why Overwatch introduced the battle pass system, because a lot of countries in the at least in the European Union, they're banning loot boxes. So
Yeah.
kind of just makes sense that they went straight to battle pass, because I don't think we can satisfy our gambling urges anymore, or at least our loot box opening streams.
Come on,
gambling urges
you
are
can
now-
sleep. It's just not that hard.
There we
There you
go.
go.
Hey, that's the
Hey.
message, John, for all you viewers.
I was gonna
Yeah.
start BMing you. I really was. There
Okay,
you go.
no. I just needed to remember. Like, I knew how to do it, but like I was just mistiming it.
But
There's no timing.
But-
You just press the button at the same time. And
I
then
know,
press
I know.
spacebar.
Yeah, we've been
So-
in like lobbies with like 4 or 5 players, all watching the one Mercy player show us how to Mercy jump.
I
That's
mean,
how I learned it. Just who was the one
I
who was
learned-
going to be least embarrassed doing it last.
I was gonna say I learned it through Mercy Boxing and Shell, one of the Overwatch Discord moderators.
Oh,
She's an
okay.
expert.
Shout out
She's-
to Shal.
Yeah, she was a Mercy. She's a Mercy expert, and that's how I learned how to. That's how I learned how to super jump from that and Mercy Boxing.
All right,
But,
what are we opening first?
I'm going to have a guess. It's going to be 4 blues. Which usually like
Oh, my money's on.
gray, right?
My
Whoa.
money's on a gold.
Oh, that's the other way around.
Absolutely the worst thing possible. All
Wait,
right,
you know
I'm gonna
how
turn down my-
trippy it is to see that you haven't got these items yet?
True.
Like,
None of these
know,
are
like,
actually.
duplicates by now.
How's level
Every
200?
single one is a duplicate. This is impossible. I mean,
Like,
granted, you
oh.
haven't opened them, but I've never seen that. That animation where it just doesn't bring out the extra spit of coins doesn't happen for me. There it is. Those are all the event loot
old memories
boxes.
jogging. Yeah,
Can-
jogging the memory.
Yeah, this is jogging way too many nostalgia moments in my early level 100 career.
Yep, you get to see the Japanese stuff, and you can listen to Japanese voice lines.
So what replaces the loot box opening videos? Because we're not going to get seasonal loot boxes, but we might get seasonal.
Battle pass
Awesome.
Probably
reviews.
battle
It's
pass,
battle
pass
passes.
reveals, maybe
First
skin.
epic, and it's coins.
Yeah,
Let's
coins.
go!
Yeah,
Time to
let's
add
go.
to the 17k. Let's get it.
I've opened like at least 10 loot boxes, maybe 15 before this. Oh, first legendary,
let's go!
summer skin.
That's actually a pretty decent skin.
Yeah, it's
not bad.
decent.
I won't lie, I've always wanted to do one of these loot box openings. I didn't realize how cathartic it is to see this all happen in real time.
Oh,
Yeah, no, some of these animations, I wish they did more of them for play of the game.
oh, back-to-back epics, and it's a
There's never going to be a highlight intro that's better than the Sombra hack intro. Like it's just
Sombra
never
hack
going to
intro.
happen.
Nothing is more
It's just never
impactful
gonna
and more
happen.
BM as of
No.
Sombra than to get
I've
that
never
hack.
been hurt. I've never been hurt more than anything by getting my play of the game hacked by Sombra. It's pain.
It's DPS, and it's the
Pokemon.
one that nobody ever plays as a dedicated DPS.
As a Sombra enjoyer, I take offense to that.
Hey, I would actually want to play more Sombra if only there was some kind of upgrade to her kit that she's already got already. Like, she can right-click to hack in Overwatch 2. That would be really good if she could just instant kill people instead of just debuff.
Yeah.
and doing
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
That's just a right click death.
I mean, what happens
The
to
person just
Cassidy's
falls
roll?
over.
Yeah, Cassidy's roll just
Right.
like, can't roll. You are now in a wheelchair.
But just to bring it back to the competitive discussion, right? So like,
Sure.
Overwatch is also bringing in sub ranks, so it's going to be just like this is actually what I want to hear from like people in the higher ranks, right? So like Slee and ThiccBeef and you, Obi, right? So
Yeah.
what do you think sub ranks is going to bring to Overwatch? So do you think there's going to be a difference between, let's say, a Masters 1 and a Masters 5, for example?
No.
Or
No.
No.
Nothing's gonna happen. It's the same rank.
Masters-
It's the same rank with just a
How-
number on it.
How many?
no,
of you
but that's
played
what I'm
games
saying. It's like
with a similar ranking style like that. What kind of games do you know that you've played
Like-
with that style of ranking, where it's upper tier, lower tier by like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 masters?
like CS:GO
and
CS:GO has it, League has it.
Apex.
I think
Valorant.
Siege and Apex also has it as well. Does Valorant have it? I don't remember.
Yeah,
dude. I
Valorant
don't
does
know.
have it, yeah.
Does
They have
Yeah.
prestigious, they have prestigious
Yeah.
in ranks.
I don't.
I've been
The only
playing
one that I
MOBAs
play though
and
is
shit.
Apex,
Yeah.
and honestly,
Yeah.
it's just an annoying feature. Like, oh, I'm gold now. There's no difference really in skill level between like gold 1 and gold 3. Not gonna lie, it's
Yeah.
just it's the same rank, especially in Overwatch, because it's just like all of these players from Overwatch 2, like 1, there's no MMR reset, so it doesn't matter. You're just gonna get shoved into the rank that you're supposed to be in Overwatch 2. So it's like, what's the point of adding tier systems if there's no MMR reset?
Like they just remove because the SR concept then just disappears essentially.
Yeah, they're entirely removing that. They're removing the number value. They're entirely removing the number value. So
What
it's
number?
just
But
going
the
to be
MMR
like-
doesn't. But the MMR doesn't change. Your MMR doesn't
It
change,
doesn't
so it
change.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't
So, like,
change, but you just don't get to see. You don't get to see any of these numbers.
you don't get to see
any
pretty
of-
number. You don't
I
get to see pretty
any
number,
of
but
these
you can see
numbers 'cause
pretty
they're in
rank.
Japanese. It's too hard for me to recognize.
You can read the English. You can read the Arabic numerals.
The Arabic numerals like D.VA. Yeah, Roman numerals
No,
right
these
there.
are literally Arabic numerals. This is globally used. Arabic numerals are globally used.
That's true, but
Oh.
yeah, it's just like
These
I
are-
just don't know whether there's gonna be like a change or not at least in terms of a like competitive psychology. In terms of like, does an SR number really give you? Does it give you like anything else, or will it like be able to change the matchmaking whatsoever? But I'm guessing it won't, essentially, because
No.
where you're if you're a gold 1, you're within 1,000, like a 500 SR difference between a gold 5, then it doesn't change much anyways. So
Right.
you're still
It
going to be
also-
gold whatsoever.
It also gives you an estimate of where you're at, because you just don't know exact specific numbers. But if you're like, like if you're in subdivisions, it's easier to comprehend instead of just the base rank, because
Yeah,
like
it's fair.
you can pretty much tell because you know how the old system works. So now, and the new system is the exact same thing as the old system, but it just removes the number aspect and it translates that over to a prestige aspect.
Yeah, Prestige
So-
is the name of the game, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's still the basic thing. It's just simplifying it in a sense. So it's not a giant number.
Because then
It's
it just
just
makes
ranking.
it just shows the bragging rights of just like, hey, I was gold this season. I was like, you're gold this season. So it's like high gold, low gold doesn't exist anymore. It's just like now they got the numbers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, still
But
high
yeah.
gold and low gold exists. It's more defined as I was gold X gold 3. I was gold 3.
It's just that
I'm-
thing that people do where they like italicize something to put emphasis on it. It's just gold but italicized, I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
It's the same rank. It just makes people feel a little bit better because they're gold 1 instead of just gold like 3 or whatever. Or however they do it. I don't know if they're gonna do it to where like gold 1 is the better version of gold 3 is the better version. Because like every single game that has the tier systems, they flip it up every single time. So it's
They
like
do flip flop
True.
on it, so it could be 1 to 5,
They do.
being lowest to highest, or highest to lowest, and it's like, yeah, I'm the apex 1 of what? To the next
Of what?
prestige, or am I going to 2?
what does that mean?
Am I 2?
What does that mean?
Is it good to be
I don't
free?
know what you mean.
Life is easy.
Am I dog shit or am I good?
Yeah, how many times do I have to get free? Like, does it
That's
add up?
It's just interesting to see how it goes.
Well, hopefully expect it to be made a little bit clearer. But knowing Overwatch content creators, and myself included, if you could call it that, yeah, we're just going to get things wrong. And if someone clears it up or someone leads everybody to the wrong direction, aka a Salusa video saying there's a leak of a new hero when he's just showing off a concept art from somebody else, yeah, we're going to get
New
those-
character leaked.
Yeah, we're just going to get a new character. Just like that. All in the name of content.
All in the name of content.
Yeah. I do love...
Clickbait. Use.
Yeah, clickbait. Oh, we
Funny.
got 200 legendaries. Watch. From all these loot boxes.
Oh,
Let
all I
me-
know
Let me
is
ask if you can throw it back to one of the seasonal ones now, Slee.
All right.
So,
Which one are we gonna go
was
through?
the first
17
one Halloween?
Halloween. Yeah, this is 13 winter. 16,
16 Lunar New Year.
lunar. Yeah, Luna. And then
The
9
anniversary boxes. The
anniversaries.
one with probably
And then I have
the
one
worst.
legendary.
You're not going to open the legendary here, would you?
No.
Nah, it's too glorious.
Saving it for last. I have
That's
like
a shame.
4 accounts. Like all my accounts have like 1, I think.
Yeah, me too.
I think one has 2.
I'm
So,
surprised I've
I-
racked so many because the fact that there's no actual reward at a certain point. So buying loot boxes is only going to guarantee you more duplicates. Even if you're trying to go for the 1 or 2 legendaries, like the odds have been so small. If you've already collected
Yeah.
everything, those are literally the only things you're collecting now. Just the event exclusive skins, which you could get
Mhm.
every seasonal event, but you still would end up getting like the newer ones and still not getting the old stuff.
Mhm.
So that will be a relief to finally move away from that.
Uh-oh.
from-
This skin bad. This skin bad.
The skin's alright. Yeah, we'll leave it at
No,
that.
no, the emote. The
No,
emote.
no,
The
no, no.
emote. TOS.
Alright, let's see a really good anniversary, alright? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah!
You saved
Hey!
the economy!
Let's go!
We
I
have
get to
money
buy, I get to
now.
buy event skins now. I
You're
get to buy event skins now.
contributing to inflation.
Sweet as. Go roll in the dough. Oh, there we go. That's a
Then I'm
little
not gonna-
Yu-Gi-Oh sticker with Zenyatta. the only law in existence. Oh, summon gymnastics after we got the emote.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very.
Oh,
timely.
another legendary coins. Oh, okay. The
Hey.
flight.
That's a good skin. That's a good skin.
Yeah, this
That's
is good
actually a
skin. Good skin.
I'd
Good
sell
skin.
that. I'd sell my account if I owned that.
What?
That's
$2
$24.
$2 account. $2 account.
Yeah, no, it's that shiny.
Come on, one more legendary. Come on, one more legendary.
Oh, you got a deck of cards.
I beg
Nice.
it. I beg
Go
it.
for my
I beg
Yu-Gi-Oh
it.
deck.
My begeth didn't work. Okay, I love this emote. This is a really cute chibi.
It's a
I'm
chibi
gonna,
Lucio.
I'm gonna actually be right back real quick.
The Medusa. So I guess, do you guys? There was a question that was asked on the Discord server. Do you reckon they should continue doing anniversary events? Because recently they've done remixes, so they've kind of like slammed all of them into one. They've done 3 of these, released probably by the time this recording ends. We've done all 3 of them now. To do Lucio Ball, Halloween event, the PvE content that's been done in the past. So great little catch up. Do we think we need that more in Overwatch 2, or do we want to move on to something different?
100% they're gonna make new events already. Like, definitely not gonna bring back the remixes.
Like, I can understand after we get a bunch of new content, I can understand that. But right now, it is the exact same thing every single year. There's nothing changing. It is the exact same, and it is boring every year. Besides the first year it was going.
Yeah.
So to change it up,
So
I am looking forward to Overwatch 2 being a little more
but
pushed into the
what I would-
PvE. You know, who knows? Maybe they make that themed, because it does make sense they'll do a Christmas one and a snow event.
what I would like to see though is I would like to have like kind of like pre-releases, like kind of like teasers for people to play for a period of like 2 to 3 weeks, basically like just like an event length. But you're able to play pre-releases of the PvE, and it will. I feel like this will entice people more to buy it because they actually have hands-on experience playing it for free. So it's kind of like a trial, or like, you know, like what's the word? Kind of like a trial, but like you only get like to play like one chapter of it, you know?
Like a preview?
Basically. You get like a preview, you get a feel of it, and you can, and if you feel like this is something that you love or like, it would incentivize more people to buy it, because a lot more people wouldn't, you know, blindly be purchasing into it, and they would understand like the general concept and the basic beginning lore. Because once people get attached to the beginning lore, it will be a bigger hedge fund, essentially.
A bigger investment. to the
Yeah,
game.
big
Basically.
hedge fund. Have you been investing in the stocks?
So someone's been.
Somebody is into crypto. No, indirectly speaking.
No, I hate crypto. I hate crypto. I'd rather have that burn first in this fucking planet.
You said it was insider trading, the whole Activision,
Yeah.
Disney, Microsoft, and look what happened. Like a week after on that episode being aired, it
was-
actually was
It
true.
was 2 days. It was 2 days after like the initial business meeting that they had, where they couldn't reveal information, and this person was like, "Invest in stocks. I'm investing in stocks," and I don't remember who it was, but they was like, invest in the stocks, and they literally admitted to insider trading on a tweet. Like, here,
At
hold on,
least
let
you
me try
guys
and pull
called
up.
it. Hey, next time you guys do it.
Overwatch.
Yeah, next time
I was
we
gonna say,
next time
answer
you-
those messages, yeah, just send me the DM when the next person tweets invest in this.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
say next
okay.
time you guys do a podcast, can you just tweet my broker as well, just to make sure I can get some money on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my lawyer in
I'm not-
next time to see how we divide this.
I think I found it. I got it. Hold on, it's loading right now. Here we go. It's your Overwatch. So
Your
I'm under
Overwatch. What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I am under NDA and cannot tell you what will be coming to Overwatch next year. I am allowed to express emotions. Just had a strange urge to buy up a bunch of Activision stocks. This is not financial advice. This is insider trading. This is literally simplified insider trading. You get
Someone should know
personal
I'm gonna love
information
that.
that can increase the stocks. Like, you get basic stuff about stock manipulation that will happen because of the company, and you buy or sell because of it. That is just insider trading simplified.
Just insider trading, yeah. Essentially,
I'm
if you
being
make a profit on
bamboozled.
that.
Your Overwatches, your stock markets, Overwatch. And
Your financial advice.
I don't give actual financial advice. I just tell you, do this, and you should do it. It's not my reading, but I don't know. There's something big going on here. You could probably get in trouble indirectly.
Not my financial. It's not my financial advice. I'm just telling you to literally buy this.
Yep.
Too good.
I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but like,
Buy more
you should
loot
spend
boxes
it.
and sign Jeff Kaplan. Those are the days.
yep.
Always Jeff Kaplan.
Yeah, always and forever. Overwatch 1 is tied down to Jeff Kaplan and his many slips, shards, and decisions. They, as a team, they tried everything.
I was going to say he
tried
lucked
their best.
out. He actually left.
Yeah. I mean, this is around the time when they went all in to implement
Legendary.
hero pools.
True.
Called it. I called it. Ooh, it's good skin too.
Oh, the cat. But she's more of a rabbit mascot, and they did give her a cat skin in the end.
Yeah.
Everyone's joy and eruptions
Okay.
applause.
Okay, initially it's kind of for fan service. It was initially kind of for like a fan service thing. I can tell you right now because like cat girls were the big thing. Elon Musk was tweeting about like cat girls and stuff like that, how they're gonna like artificially make them and they're gonna make them a reality. And then now it's just bunny girls.
Are you sure you didn't dream that?
Of-
That definitely doesn't sound like Elon Musk, but at the same time it does.
Elon Musk tweeted about it. Elon Musk tweeted about making cat girls. Elon Musk
He did.
making
I remember this.
cat girls.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do.
What is this? It's like
He
just
talks-
exclusive to like the girls in the universe. They got an Elon Musk tweet that said,
I'm sorry. You had to be a girl to know cat girls.
We left
Yeah.
out Poxy. I knew I should have made my Google account with I don't know.
Here is an actual. Okay, I'm not gonna constantly go back and forth between streaming, like changing tabs, because like with streams, because it like bugs out after a while. But it says Tesla CEO Elon Musk shares infatuation with cat girls, saying he can develop robots that can turn into romantic partners. This was on April 20th of 2022. This was literally my 2-year anniversary of being trans, and Elon Musk just comes out and be like,
Cats.
you can have romantic
go.
partner. You can have a romantic partner with cat girls that are robots.
I think that's a pretty good anniversary gift.
I don't like Elon Musk, so it's a horrible one.
I don't think anybody likes Elon Musk, but like, free cat girl. Well, not free probably, but
Oh no!
for
the-
Cat girl.
Oh no!
cat girl.
Cat girl.
Cat girl.
Yep, cat girl.
I need cat girl.
Dog boy.
Can't
or
go wrong with that.
No, cat girl only.
girl.
Get the
Cat
boy
girl, huh?
out. No, boys aren't allowed.
We hate men. We hate men.
We hate men here. Sorry, guys.
I just still hate the dude who thinks it's politically appropriate to say, "I apologize for being a man." I can't believe you in this room. You know, it's. I can't even tell you what the what's the
Just
story
be
behind it.
trans. Just be trans. Don't be.
Yeah, you
sorry
don't
for
need to
being
embrace it.
a man.
Just embrace it.
Just accept that everyone else is different. You don't have to apologize for being a man.
Nah, screw that. Just be trans. Easy. Avoid all the hate. This is the worst advice ever. Coming from a trans person. Just fake that you're trans. Yeah.
Yeah, you totally won't have any backlash about that.
Hell no.
True.
I mean,
This is
look,
gonna.
if-
This. I'm gonna have to write a tweet longer after this podcast episode
oh,
gets
that's
aired.
my favorite Orisa spray.
No,
Where
the,
it's like Star Wars esque. They really did pull
Yeah.
that one on me. It pulled on my heartstrings. All right, another
Monkey.
box. What is
Yep.
it?
oh,
It's gold.
legendary again.
Hey!
Literally, out of all the legendaries, the biggest things that I've gotten, like the most amount of times I've gotten something it's not skins, it's money, and I hate it.
Straight up money.
Money, 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 money.
When I get down to 160, I will open up a different thing of loot boxes.
Sure, let's do that sooner. Fly throughs. Make it a Lexi loot box. So the only way you can get loot boxes now, currently in Overwatch 1. Yes, we apparently still play this game. I think I still do.
True.
You can't buy them
do.
because again, legal laws and all that we covered earlier.
Yep.
So you have to rank up, and depending on what level you are, that's going to be a real grind. Like actually grinding for loot boxes. Assuming if you have to grind that much, you probably got everything.
Not necessarily, because it caps off at 20,000 experience. And you can actively see that, like, 20,000 experience. That's the highest it goes.
Yeah, it's quite a grind. Like, you can group up to get, 10% extra experience per game. If you play quick play games, maybe it's slightly faster than competitive, which earns you a bit more. But I digress. Like, just look at how many collectibles you definitely don't have. And nor do I expect anyone who had a founding pack with the Widowmaker Noir skin to have everything. At this point,
and I mean, these ones are kind of difficult to get.
Yes,
like these ones are now unobtainable.
Path to Pro. So those are exclusive to actually completing or competing competitively.
Yeah, because on my
Poxy?
Any of these, what? Like these,
the Tracer Genji 2019, 2021. These ones were in order to anyone who participated.
No, I didn't participate in the Path to Pro, so.
Just open.
I do have one of these on one of my accounts. I have one on my Slee account, so I have like 4 accounts. But
how did you come up with a very unique name like Cat with a K?
This used to be my sister's account. So she like bought this account and then like just stopped playing Overwatch. And then just like, here, have account. Oh, I kind of ignored the fact that we're now below 160. But she's just like, I'm not playing Overwatch anymore. Have my account and just like play comp or whatever. I don't care. So I just took her account and then she just never played on this account again.
All right, Christmas time.
Christmas.
I love the cherry music that plays behind it. I'll unmute for that.
I'm too lazy to translate anything, so do not ask me to translate anything, especially kanji. I hate.
Can you translate the first word that's in your status right there? In your ThiccBeef.
Which one?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You looking at my status?
No, not your status. I look at your sleeve status.
You have sleeve status? Oh yeah, don't question my status. Hold on.
Into the game.
Yeah, that just means they went offline. This means they just booted Overwatch. They just started playing Overwatch.
Is that Overwatch, the one that's with the angle brackets?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, today I learned Overwatch.
I wanted to see if I had the Path to Pro thing.
Overwatch.
I do.
It's a B. It's a B. Oba. Not Oba. It's Oba. Obawachi.
I got Oba-san. Ogasa.
Kind of, yeah.
Obawa. Hey, remember when the release of Overwatch, there's like just big, massive toy figurine statues of Tracer?
They still exist. They're...
Imagine it's building up dust now. And it's being sold at like your local
they're still being used.
Final store.
They're still being used actually though.
I'm just jelly
a few around the Blizzard headquarters, actually.
Oh yes, it is. It's house there now.
And then they bring them the homestands as well. I'm pretty sure. They bring them the homestands.
I was gonna say, are they bringing back homestands for this Overwatch League?
They are actually. I'm glad you asked because the Toronto Defiant are having a homestand next weekend, and so if you got tickets, they're like $290 US for the like all access pass. You get in 30 minutes early. You get front row seats, maybe
that's VIP.
Yeah, the VIP service is. I definitely recommend it. What do we got this time? Oh, more blues.
Yep, we got a big skin under the last one. That was an event. It was an event exclusive.
Yeah,
I feel like it's kind of
very deep for the gold skin.
Yeah, this is kind of scammy.
Oh yes, there is. There was like an epic animation for Symmetra with the Christmas theme.
Here it is.
Here it is.
Oh wait, actually.
Where?
Oh,
no. So close.
It's not winter. It's not winter, but it was
that was already the giveaway.
It was so close. It was so close to greatness, and then it's just, what is this? What is this monstrosity of a creation? Is there any other topics you would like to bring up? Maybe.
We actually have a couple people in the chat, actually, so I want to say some comments that were left behind. Hello from Michael Mayhew. That was from our last episode. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Krong.
Oh my god!
What?
Hello,
Hello.
Michael.
Like how late is this? How late is this? Like a month or something?
Wait, what was the question?
No, I said how long ago was that? Like a month or something? Because you said it was from your last stream.
Yeah, it's actually it's for a month. Shush. It's
gonna be more like a month. It's gonna be a month and some extra.
It's because it was the end of Summer Showdown. Sorry, no, end of Mid-Season Madness. So we did a recap.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, and that was released on August 23rd.
yeah, low key. That at least came out pretty recently. So
Yeah.
I do want you to check that out. You can see Michael Mayhew and his takes on Aprita. He claims that I produced Aprita slander that caused him to be on the podcast ad hoc. Perfect. That's what I want. I want ad hoc guests next time if he could pull that off. We did have one actual question from MagMag1219 fan. I think I recognize this fella. The real question is, why does Slee have the Houston Outlaws Zarya and not the Goat So Charge? The Zarya skin. I have no idea. What? I didn't pay attention to that.
I didn't. Okay, my sister purchases. I will go through my skins because I think I have a Hangzhou Orion skin.
Oh, there we go. That's a big, bold man.
Hey,
Yeah, and
It's
then
your
I
skin,
have.
isn't it, Foxy?
Yeah,
on
I
display.
have Houston
it's a good
Outlaws.
skin.
Sorry,
Like
and then
the
I have
Hangzhou
Ag-
Charge skins are really good.
Yeah.
Actually, oh.
I love the Sparks. I love the Spark skins because Pride Flight and like Trans Pride.
They're just pretty too. Like the Pride Flag, like the Trans Pride Flag just genuinely has the best colors. It just does.
True.
It does.
And
I don't think you can
Followed by
smash all of them
the Pride Flag.
without
followed by
looking
the
like
box.
some kind of super-
I can only take so many dubs. I'll give you that.
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Bisexual lighting goes crazy. Bisexual lighting goes crazy.
The colors just go really well together.
That's
Yeah.
literally what it's called.
That.
That is literally what it's called. And some people just baby rage over it because like not everything is sexual, and it's like, bro, it is literally just what it's called. If you're the one you're baby raging over what it's called. Like it doesn't affect you. It's
No, it
just
doesn't.
a way to describe something.
Ooh.
Love taking a knee.
That's
Sit.
too heavy. Must
Sit.
sit down. Sit down.
Sit.
Go
Sit.
and sit down.
Go and sit down.
In this
it.
in this in this
What was it?
You
What
gotta
was
go
it? What
to
was it?
the Junkrat spray. There's a story behind that one. I wish I could
Wait,
tell
hold
you
on.
the entire details, but
Oh,
I think basically it was a kid in Australia. He was experiencing, he was hospitalized. I think it was cancer. And
This one?
yeah, Venomous by Leon. Leon is the name of a real person who drew this. And it became an
Oh,
honorable spray. Very wholesome.
That's really nice.
That is
Yeah.
wholesome. That
Honestly.
is actually very wholesome.
And so
I'm gonna
if you,
quit because of
if
that.
you go onto a map, yeah, go be Junkrat in a custom game, but make that custom game Lijiang Tower. Let's go through some more trivia.
Do you want me to?
Still on
Do you want
Overwatch
to? Do you want me to change my audio to English?
Nah, it's fine.
Is it-
It'll be funny just to hear Japanese Junkrat, you know, because he's trying to play an Australian.
Can I get the Junkrat voice line where he goes it's
That one.
snowing.
That one's chill. That
Oh, the
one's super
snowing
chill.
one?
Yeah, it's good. It's so good. He just
It
like
is.
moans.
Wait, hold on.
If we don't get the right map, I suggest you restart. It's just, yeah, no, this is it. This is perfect. Control center. Go through, and then to the left, I think there's the spaceman suits. Yep, keep going. Yep, and through that door. And to your right. Stop there. No real significance of these, really, but I do recall the story was there is a person in China who was called out for emergency. And during that emergency, where he was trying to look after somebody or just, you know, go to a hospital, apparently he got into a car crash. And poor guy, he didn't manage to live. So rest in peace to him. And in honor of that, I think this particular statue is actually in remembrance of him, because this guy was like a really big Blizzard fan, never got to live to play Overwatch. And there's a couple of very beautiful videos celebrating in honor of him. Just one of these three, one of the spacemen is actually named after him.
So it'd probably be this one, because this one's US flag.
Yeah, so it'd be the Chinese flag.
Yeah, this one.
That's Numbani.
This one doesn't have.
There it is. That's the name. That is glorious that it's still there after many patch updates and iterations where they try to tweak a couple of the maps. That still stands. That's gonna carry over to Overwatch 2, baby.
Because this flag I know is in Africa. I just don't recall which one. I don't recall which country.
I don't think it is a real country. And apologies if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's just Numbani, which could be a real country. Maybe in the future. Who knows? I don't know how geopolitics works, but they could do.
Yeah,
I like to imagine that somebody was like, I really just like Numbani from Overwatch, and so I need to have it like in the real world.
I must have this.
Okay, it is the flag of Numbani. It is. It's still African. It's still African.
Yes, it is. My region, but hey, look, I still wanted a New Zealand map. Like, there were many teams maps, but we did get a Junkertown Australia. I'm only disappointed that New Zealand hasn't got any representation, and wherever there is any, it's highly disputed, aka Roadhog. Roadhog's from New Zealand.
Also, just Australia exists.
Yeah, that is true. We've gone through all the loot boxes now, right? One of each. Never hurts to do another.
I wanted to get down to 120 before I do a different one.
Alright.
So we got a total of 24 to go.
24.
This is going to be the rest of the podcast. Buckle up. This is the most exciting segment of your daily lives.
Indeed. If you want to check out what the heck we're doing, if you're listening on Spotify or Google Podcasts, you can check us out on YouTube. We are live doing this, so it's always easier to get some feedback, and we love your comments whenever we get to do these live.
Also, you can join the Discord server. You can get maybe some updates about podcasts and stuff like that, or you can just check out the Twitter, and you will get updates directly there. So just make sure to turn notifications on there. Same with the YouTube. You turn notifications on, you'll get all the notifications of whenever they go live.
I love you plugging their Twitch and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really funny.
You're plugging your mouth with some food right now, aren't you?
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got a freaking Star Crunch, man.
What's a Star Crunch?
It's like a rice thing. Like those little rice cake things, but it's covered in chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rice cakes. Yeah, no, I think there's probably a similar snack that I've had from friends and family who give me Chinese snacks.
Oh.
Like sweet and crispy. Like rice bubbles.
Yeah.
Homemade rice bubbles. Oh, now you're taking me back to my childhood.
It's crisp rice.
Yes, that's the stuff.
Because I don't know if rice cakes are crispy.
Usually
I never had a rice cake. Oh, yeah.
You know what else is also delicious? Insert brand segment here.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Can we get two in one video?
Oh yeah, we always
Let's see if we can get two.
More than one. So
all right, we're gonna blur out the brand. We're gonna blur out the brand I said in post. We're gonna bleep that out. We're gonna bleep that out.
That's a good call.
Yeah. So now you're gonna have to censor Dunkin' Donuts twice now.
Not at the tail end of a podcast where I hopefully don't crop the last hour of it by accident.
Yeah. Because we're just doing, loot boxes. And
the loot boxes will stay. The loot boxes will stay. I feel like it's in honor of a period where people just opened loot boxes for hours on stream, and they turn into a 5-minute video.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 4-hour stream of just opening loot boxes.
Yeah, look, some people try to make them creative. Like you could do it in Spanish, you could do it in Japanese, or you could do it in Cantonese. Why not? Just go all in. That's the content that I'm expecting in Overwatch 2, so you bet that when the battle passes come in, everyone's just going to talk about them now. There's no RNG element or credit cards involved, bar the one that's recurring, because you're going to be paying for it indefinitely.
Heart.
Oh,
Heart.
heart. Aww. Boop, 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 boop. Psh.
Too lazy
That's
to
a great
translate the
emote.
first character. I forgot for its character.
What loot box is this one now?
Oh!
Oh.
What a skin!
Ooh.
One more, and then we go to Summer Games, I think.
Okay.
I think Summer Games.
I do love the Summer Games chime.
Oh, wait, no. Lunar.
Okay, Luna, sure.
Oh. Highlight intro. Okay, never mind. It's not highlight intro.
Hey.
This bug still
Highlight
exists.
mode.
It still says it's a highlight intro here. But it's an
Really?
emo. Yeah. The emo
this
is
was
like
only
an
Japanese.
icon.
Ah.
No. Just the icon here.
Okay,
This
true.
is, like,
That's
like,
true.
a
It looks like a highlight intro with the play
That
button.
is. That is a highlight intro with the play button.
No, you have to show. Oh, yeah, because it has like the happy face or something, right?
Yeah, it's the
Smile.
smile.
Yeah. Okay. Some things will never change, so we won't expect that much drastic change in Overwatch 2.
Hold on, give me just 1 second. 1 second.
Okay, I think we might actually wrap this up. Thanks again, Poxy. Thanks again, Slee. Your screen share
Hey.
gives us some very enlightening content. And ThiccBeef. God, I always love saying that now, but I've been.
It's a good name. It's a good name. People
it
don't
really
expect me
is.
to be a woman. People don't expect me to be a woman. And so I'll get into a competitive game and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, how's that thick beef?" And then I'll just be like, "Hey yo, guys!" And then they're like, and they're like, "Oh hell no, we gotta get out of here." It's a really good flashbang. It's a really good flashbang for
Oh, you
people.
can bet. We out of here too.